What's going on, everybody? It's your boy PTK Glam back in a building with another episode of the Shop Podcast 203. How's everybody doing this weekend? Another awesome Saturday. We're back giving you guys the best damn gaming panel on the weekend. So we appreciate the continued support. Every single week, you guys showing up, showing out in the chat. Appreciate the love. Thank you guys for always showing up. Retweet the link. Let everybody know we are live right now. The shop is live. So we were supposed to have a guest on. Shout out to Wandering. I'm not sure if the time change. He's not even in this country. So time changes have been, a bit of an issue. So if he jumps in here, we'll get him in. If not, we'll figure that out. After the show, I'll reach out. But shout out to him. Hopefully he gets a chance to get in here. We're gonna continue on with the show because we have to give you guys our take on what the hell has been going on this week. So we're going to go around the panel quickly. This actually should be a pretty short show. So we'll keep it pushing otherwise, but we'll start with you. We'll start with you, Stag. Not much to say this week, but brother, we appreciate you here every single week, man. How you been? How you feeling?
My fault. The show is going to be short. I have no opinions this week.
I'm
doing good, man. Streams have been going well. I mean, I just pulled up my stuff for tonight's stream and was looking at it and realized I'm less than $70 away from having to eat this damn one chip challenge, and I'm not looking forward to that at all because I feel like that might happen tonight. I mean, don't get me wrong. If it happens, I'm gonna be stoked that it happened, but I'm not gonna be stoked to friggin' eat this thing.
Yeah, so. You're not a hot guy. You don't really do.
I mean, I like it's thrilling and stuff, and I don't do drugs anymore. So this is the closest I get to getting high, I guess, anymore. But I don't even drink anymore, for Christ's sakes. But it's fun to make myself suffer for your guys' enjoyment, I guess. So,
well, we appreciate
man,
it.
Things have been going well. Good to be here. Good to do the thing and the stuff. So yeah,
let's get it. Appreciate you, brother. So let's go ahead and throw this over to Centurion. How you been, brother? What's going on with you? What's been up with you? How you feeling,
man? What is up? Hey, everybody in the chat. It is Saturday night. It is time to hang out with my brothers right here on the Shop Podcast and talk gaming. Oh, man. I look forward to this every single week. Just be able to sit here, talk about games and all the other crazy stuff that goes on in this community. Sometimes we can't talk about it live because you just don't want to. But other than that, man, I've been kind of just like I told you earlier. I did play a little bit of Outriders, but I'm a married man and I got wrapped up in playing It Takes Two with my wife. So that's kind of where I've been putting a little bit of my gaming.
Nice. Nothing wrong with that, man. You still been gaming. So appreciate you here every single week, man. Shout out to you and your lady. Gaming together is always cool. It's always fun. Me and my wife do as well, but appreciate you. Let's go ahead and throw this over to you, Pong. Appreciate you. You've been doing big things. Got the brand new show popping off. So shout out to you and Still Rain. Man, big things you got going on over there. But shout out to you. Let everybody know what's cooking up.
Yeah, busy. But it's been a blast, and of course, top it off end of the week Saturday night here with you guys with this awesome chat. As always on the Shop Podcast is the way that I like to end the busy week. So. Great to be here playing Outriders. Fantastic game, despite the connection issues. But man, this game is fun. This game is just pure fun, and that's what video games are supposed to be about. So I'm definitely enjoying it, and even better that it's on Game Pass. So hey, I'm all about it, and we do have some topics tonight, and I'm going to be covering for both myself and Stag tonight, I guess. So
double duty today.
Yeah, let's get down to business.
Hey, man, it's a better show when you do. So.
Stag, man, keep it way too real, man. Appreciate you both. You guys add so much to the show. So last but not least, smooth things down, man. Get your cognac and your nice leather coats. What's up, Fuzz? How you been, bro?
Not too bad.
Forza, boy, we already know you can.
Yeah, well, after the whole April Fools and explosion of news yesterday, I kind of put Forza down just to not really troll on Twitter, but just,
Fuzz trolling.
but just see some of the meltdowns and whatnot. But we can get into that later. But yeah, it's been an awesome week. Things have been pretty slow, but I know things are going to be pretty busy at my job next week. One of the guys is taking off, so it's going to be double duty. But yeah, no biggie. But other than that, it's the highlight of the weekend. So let's talk some games. Let's go.
Let's get to it. So once again, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate the support. Thank you guys every single week. Shout out to Mav. I see you in the chat. Everybody hanging out with us right now. Once again, retweet the link. Let everybody know we're live. That link is right now up on Twitter. All of that information is down in the description below. Shout out to you, Ash Trading Aussie. I believe Aussie. Hanging out with us. I don't even know what time it is down there, but appreciate you, brother, hanging out with us. That's always awesome. So let's dive in. Poll of the week first, and this was a big poll of the week. Shout out to over 330 people that voted. So shout out to you guys, man. Another poll of the week coming, obviously, a couple days. So follow me on Twitter for all that information. So the poll of the week this week was, which game would you be okay to purchase right now, even without knowing anything about it and why? So a couple different options. Like to make this fun. Starfield, God of War Ragnarok, Beyond Good and Evil, Avowed. So we had a nice spread as far as those options today, chat. So let me know what you guys think about the spread there. But so obviously looks like Starfield won 45%, Avowed second place 30%, God of War Ragnarok 23%, Beyond Good and Evil only got 3%. I don't really think people know much about that game. I mean, that's probably in all actuality that we've probably seen less about that game than any. Well, I don't say any. But we've seen nothing about that game as well, just by the trailer. But we'll start with you on this one, Stag. Just to get your option here, bro. Which one did you choose and why, man?
I picked the God of War game because I loved the last God of War, and it was the first one in the series that really hooked me. And the other ones really, honestly, like Starfield, I feel like I need to know more of what the game is going to be in gameplay, like mechanics wise. Like at least with God of War, you already kind of know what you're gonna get.
That makes sense. Yeah,
that was an easy choice for me. Beyond Good and Evil 2. I played the first one. Wasn't a huge fan of the game. I know it's a darling, but
darling, I love that.
It's not for me. Thank you. Sorry, hold on. I just got delivered some pizza. What was the other option there? Avowed. Another game that I need to see more about. Like I'm not, into Skyrim or anything like that. So.
Yeah.
But God of War, I'm probably definitely going to be playing that. I'm very interested in what Starfield's going to be. But yeah, God of War was an easy cop out. You know what I mean?
We love cop outs here on the Shop Podcast, if you didn't know already. But appreciate you, Stack. So no, that's a great choice. It's an obvious choice. I mean, when you look at it from your perspective, as far as which you already know what you're getting. Like you know what you're getting with God of War, high quality. One of my favorite franchises in all the games. So. I think all of us here enjoy a good God of War game. We kind of know the quality, and it's really no drop off really in game. So we'll go ahead and throw this over to you, Pong. We'll switch it up a little bit, man. So out of them 4 options, which one did you choose and why, bro?
Well, look, the correct God won, and that's God Howard with Starfield. Okay, period. Point blank, over with. All right, God Howard. In God Howard we trust. That's it. Starfield, I don't need to see anything. I already know it's going to be a top tier, right? I already know this, right? This is God tier. And so Starfield was it. It was the correct winner. Yeah, God of War Ragnarok's going to be good for sure. Beyond Good and Evil.
You're calling God of War Ragnarok cheese pizza.
Yeah, kind of. A little bit. Maybe some extra cheese on there. Maybe double cheese.
Right, oh, here we go. That's ridiculous. I would not stand for
that. But you know what? Avowed is going to be fantastic. That was my second. That would be my runner-up. Beyond Good and Evil, kind of like Stag. I played the first one. It was fun. Not sure about the second one at all. So definitely no way I could have chosen that one. But Starfield, yeah, it doesn't matter what it is. I don't care. I don't care if it's a Dance Dance Revolution type game in space. I'll take it.
Jesus Christ.
What if they sell a pad with it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I can see it already.
If they sell the dance pad, bro, you have to stream.
It's a wrap.
It's actually going to be
camera angles so we can see that footwork.
Okay.
Actually, it's going to be an augmented reality carpet, and you're going to wear special little wristbands and all sorts.
Fine. And I that's fine. I'll do it, and I'll do it live. Don't worry about it.
Jesus,
I got you guys.
Christ. You guys, this is recorded. This is forever. So I'm just saying,
It's your gotcha moment.
yeah, like we could listen to this again. You realize that, right?
Yep, I do.
All right, go ahead, bro.
Nah, we're good. We're good.
All right, no,
We're good.
all right, no, this
It's
is
over.
all right. So let's go ahead and throw this over to you, Centurion. Get your opinion on which one out of the four did you choose for the poll of the week, brother?
Well, I am a huge sci-fi junkie. If you come over and look at my physical media collection of Blu-rays and 4Ks, you will obviously know.
You sound so swanky about it.
Dude, I am because I will not give people make it just like the reason why I sound swanky is not because it's like, oh, I have all these discs.
No, I know,
it's because I still believe in physical media. When it comes to movies, I may buy my games digitally. I don't buy movies digitally. I have a weird thing about it. I don't know why. I turn in the little slips that come with them. I have a digital library, but I do not actively buy movies online. Anyways. Damn, that totally ADD'd me.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so on to the question. I picked Starfield because I'm a huge sci-fi junkie. Like, I mean, I have been interested in that game since I first saw it.
Oh, here we go.
I'll say right now, like, dude, one of these days, dude, me and Pong. Oh man, I feel like me and this dude need to like meet one of these days. We both like to share the same whiskeys and all sorts of stuff. And the fact that he loves Starfield, I'm ready for Starfield. I love a good sci-fi. I would say if I had a runner up, it would be God of War Ragnarok, as long as Christopher Judge continued playing what's his name? Kratos. And that's because I'm, again, a sci-fi junkie and I'm a huge fan of Christopher Judge. And that's what pulled me into this God of War. I will be upfront. I haven't played any of the God of Wars past. It just wasn't really my niche at the time. When I heard Christopher Judge was playing Kratos, that brought me in, and I enjoyed playing this version of God of War. So I would have to say that would definitely be my runner-up. And then Avowed, I'll say it right now, Skyrim's on everything. That would just be the reason why I'm putting it in third place. Beyond Good and Evil, man, I missed the first game. I got intrigued by the trailer, but I have seen, oh my gosh, I don't even know how to describe Beyond Good and Evil 2. I don't, like you said, not too many people are even sure of that game or even what it is. Yeah. And I had to like even look it up on Google just to remind myself, like, oh, that's that one movie that one game that looks like The Fifth Element with animals. That'd be cool if they could do it.
Yeah, so now we'll see about that. So let's go ahead and throw this over to you, Fuzz. Get your opinion. Chat, let us know what you guys think about the topic as well. We always like to share this with you guys as well. Get your opinion. Get the chat popping. Let everybody know we're live right now. But yeah, let us know. Out of those four, would you guys choose? So last but not least, go ahead, Fuzz.
Well, before I give my answer, Pong and Centurion, Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
What? Star Trek. Why don't I get a voice? Jesus.
Hey, but here's the thing.
I got the tiebreaker.
We're on the same
mind. I like them both, but like I love Star Trek.
I like Star Wars, but more of a Trekkie.
Well, I will actually put it out there right now. I have all the Star Treks on Blu-ray. I do watch them. I'm not saying like I shun them because some people are like, oh no, only Star Wars. No,
Star Trek is so like anti-Star Trek or anti-Star Wars. Like it's more obviously anti-Star Trek, but like
I would
they both have incredible value.
Yeah, they absolutely really do. Like people underrate. Like so, I
now we are a fucking Star Trek.
I know, right? We fucking mutated.
Just totally railed this thing.
No, it's all good. No, Stag is right.
This is how we're gonna hit the hour, guys.
I know, right?
He is right. Star Trek. I want to say it got its resurgence with Wrath of Khan when they totally flipped the script on Star Trek, and then it really got interesting with the addition of the Borg.
Don't tell me like Star Trek Generations with Picard isn't like one of the best TV shows ever.
Next Generation. Oh yeah, absolutely.
That was the introduction of the Borg.
The original Next Generation. The two best shows ever.
I think that goes without saying.
Yeah, definitely. I've watched every single episode.
Let's talk about 80 sitcoms here, guys. Let's roll into that.
Anyway, I know, right?
Go ahead. Like I know what I'm going to do.
What do you guys think about Cheers?
I'm just going to take it a different direction.
Stargate's awesome too.
Dude, don't get me started on Stargate. We were just talking about Christopher Judge.
It's our mod's fault.
That shows too. So you're derailing us over here. Go ahead, Fuzz.
Okay, and then Firefly fits in there
just end
somewhere,
it
right?
on this. Like Star Wars, I love the story, I love the lore, I love the
Like,
action.
I'm going Star Wars. Fuck
But
you
if I
guys.
was to choose a world or series to live in, Star Trek would be the one. Like I think I could survive better in Star Wars or in Star Trek than I could in Star Wars. That's just kind of like the weird way I view them. But for the poll, I went with Avowed.
Give in to your hate.
No,
The holodeck, you guys.
I actually got the
Holodeck.
tiebreaker. So
You catch an STD from a holodeck?
yeah,
That's true.
no,
Good
but
point.
no,
Go ahead.
with Avowed, the reason why I picked it over Starfield, which I'm really hyped for Starfield, but I'm looking at the studio's previous work. So like Sight Unseen, I trust Obsidian just a smidge more than I do Bethesda as a whole. So that's why I chose Avowed over Starfield, because Outer Worlds versus Fallout 76, at least from a starting standpoint. But yeah, both of those games I'm hyped for, but I chose Avowed as the one. Like Sight Unseen, I want that RPG. I want that mix of magic and slasher, blunt force, weapons and things like that. So that's why I picked Avowed. But Starfield, definitely hyped for. Can't wait until we hear more about it. But both of those are on my day one buy. Yes, I know they'll be in Game Pass, but they're still going to be buys. Hopefully they have some sort of like, I wouldn't say collector's edition, but like an ultimate edition, some extra skins, some extra, like overlays or whatever and whatnot. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, okay. No, for sure. So, I mean, you can't really go wrong. So, all of those options. Once again, another tough poll of the week. So, chat.
Hey, PTK.
Go ahead.
I just want to comment on something that Stagger said about the holodeck. I don't think holodecks are a good idea, man. We already have people doing weird crap with
Your
games
opinion
as
is
it
null
is.
and void because
Dude,
you said holodecks are not a good idea.
Dude, can you imagine being at your homie's house and he's just like, hey, do you guys want to come over and play in my holodeck? No, I'm good, man. I'm good. This just got weird. I'm good. Like, I'm just saying, like, people are never going to leave their homes. Like, you're giving them the ability to use the bathroom in their video game, for God's sakes.
I'm waiting for that day.
I don't know.
I don't know about you, but I am.
But the replicator.
Let's keep
Just imagine,
this
don't need a
thing.
microwave or anything like that. You don't need to leave your house to get, any kind of drink or any kind of food. The replicator, that's the jam. Just wait until that's in everybody's house. 2072 or something.
Crazy. So let's keep this thing moving, Chad. So once again, both. Everything is great. They're all great. So shout out to all the Trekkies and everybody that likes Star Wars. So appreciate you guys here in the chat live. So let's go ahead and keep things moving. So this topic actually is going to be a bit short. So we're going to talk a little bit about CD Projekt Red and some of the things that they're changing. They obviously came out with, I believe they tweeted just a general press release about some of the changes that are coming up. A lot of Red 2.0 is essentially what they're calling it. They're doing a lot of different things coming up with The Witcher as well as Cyberpunk. They're working on multiple different games simultaneously, making a lot of changes, making a lot of promises, positive things, but they essentially fumbled the bag with the game that essentially I had touted, and I'm not even gonna lie here. I had thought it was going to change the generation as far as being that defining game. I think a lot of people did, and just some of the technical issues, they fumbled the bag, and it's been problem after problem after problem. At some point, I think the game is going to get really, really, really good for the majority of people that want to play it. But we'll go ahead and just start with you on this one, Pong. We'll start with you on this one. Just what do you think of some of the changes that they talked about? Do you trust CD Projekt Red at this point? I mean, we're going to ask the question about the elephant in the room.
Yeah, I do. Because again, despite what a lot of people had to say about Cyberpunk, it is probably my top game of last generation, and it's gotten better already. So for me, I still have faith in CD Projekt Red. Have they screwed up? Did they tarnish their reputation? Yeah, they did. They absolutely did. I'm not going to sit here and defend how they handled, especially the older gen title, as far as the release goes and what they hid from the public and didn't obviously disclose and what kind of condition that version of the game was. There is no defending that. It was a complete bullshit move on their part. But at the end of the day, they are still, in my eyes, one of the, if not the best story tellers in the industry. Okay, so from world building, and just scope of what they are looking to do in games, I think they push the industry forward. If you take out a lot, you set aside the problems they've had. So, they're going to continue to work on Cyberpunk. I'm a little disheartened because I believe that with all the issues, and stuff that have now transpired and everything that they are currently going through, because it's not over with yet. So I think that they probably aren't going to do another Cyberpunk game. And for me, that's disheartening because that world is so full of lore and there are so many different directions that could go with it that I want to see another one. And we've already heard, I don't know if it's officially confirmed yet, but we've already heard that they're probably doing away with the multiplayer aspect of it. So they're in trouble, right? And they need to dig themselves out of the hole that they themselves created. At least their management and the execs there, what they did to that company is awful. But the devs there, they deserve another chance. Again, The Witcher proves what this company can do. Again, The Witcher wasn't perfect when it came out, The Witcher 3, but obviously they fixed it and made it game of the year, one of the games of the generation. And I think they're going to do the same with Cyberpunk once people give it a chance. After this last update, I had popped it back in again, and man, it's really, really impressive how much they've worked on. Even, I'm playing a Series X, of course, but so I can't speak to the older stuff, but for the Series X, it's impressive what they've done. I didn't experience a lot of the bugs, luckily, that a lot of people did, but just the update itself, you can see the difference in the quality. So I'm impressed, with them expanding and now, buying another development team studio. I think it's a good idea. Yep. I think it's a good idea because they're an independent developer. As weird as that is to say, they're an indie because they don't have the backing, and they're just they're a big giant.
The Polish government actually.
That's the only thing they've got really, right? Is the Polish government. Now the Polish government's mad at them too. So the whole thing is that they can't rely. It's a big risk for any studio putting out these one giant title every 5, 6, 7 years, right? That's a risk because
if you've been able to do it successfully as Rockstar,
right? Because if you drop it like they did with Cyberpunk, I mean, again, they made up their costs. Thank God, the pre-orders and everything, people kept it. PC people were pretty happy. People on next gen were pretty happy. But overall, they made their money back and they were profitable out the gate, which saved them. But at the end of the day, what they were probably expecting from this was a whole lot more, right?
Yeah.
So they have all their eggs in one basket. So for them to pick up another studio, start doing dual development on 2 games is a big move for them. And I think it's the right direction because at least then we can expect a game a lot sooner than we have been from them. And it's going to help them financially in the long run. And obviously that's the big thing is getting that studio back to, that developer back to a healthy state again. And they got a lot of work to do, but this is in the right direction. And we'll see what happens when the next gen patches launch for Cyberpunk. It's still not on the PlayStation Store, which is crazy to me. But hopefully by the time the next gen patches launch, I think we'll have it drop into Game Pass to try to reignite and try to reinvigorate, because a lot of people probably have already forgotten about Cyberpunk. So I think we'll see that drop in Game Pass and give it a second life again. Because once people try it, they'll really see the quality that's there. It is a incredible game to play. It is extremely fun to play, bugs aside. So I can't wait to see what they do in the future. But all these moves are good. They just got to fix the rest of it right now.
Yeah. I think fixing the game obviously is a priority. You can do that. I think the game may have enough legs to get that second win and really be really, really good for another couple of years, have some legs. I don't know with the long-term plans, obviously, they're chopping off, looks like that multiplayer, so we probably won't get that, even though it's not official yet. But let's go ahead and throw this over to you, Centurion, just get your quick opinion on just some of the changes that they're making. Once again, let us know, chat, what you guys feel about changes, CD Projekt Red. You guys trust them, don't trust them, where you're at with that. So we'll go ahead, Centurion.
Well, I remember this whole situation started with Cyberpunk. I totally, how could I say it? I wasn't really bothered by it because, like Pong said, the whole situation with Witcher, when The Witcher 3 came out, there was some issues and they totally fixed them and gave you a game that everybody seems to have played and won't stop talking about in The Witcher 3. Now, when it comes to Cyberpunk, again, I see them totally doing the same thing. I'm kind of been waiting at least for this patch to go in. I bought the game day one, but I have sat on the game since day one. I am, I guess, getting around to wanting to ready to play it. How can I say it? I'm not going to say I don't have an opinion other than my opinion is just let CD Projekt Red try to do what they can to fix this. Because that's honestly, that's just the only sensible thing to do. Like, what are you going to do? Demand people's jobs? I mean, like, what could you really demand more? I understand that they dropped the ball on this. They totally messed up, but it's part of, excuse the expression, of life, but shit happens, and obviously some decisions were made. Things were done that shouldn't have been done. And they got bit on the hand, and it definitely taught the entire industry a lesson. Who would have ever thought, if you would have asked us even a couple week before Cyberpunk came out, let alone a year before Cyberpunk came out, could you imagine just going up to somebody saying Cyberpunk's going to be an utter failure, or is going to be a controversial, it's going to be a controversial
it's
cluster
not Anthem.
F.
Come on now.
Like if people, like, you would be like, it'd be like, dude, yeah, right, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it was like, come on, even Taco Bell is even having like a commercial that's actually making fun of overhyping something. And I think that's what happened here is Cyberpunk somehow got really, really overhyped by anybody and everybody who knew about it. And it became a tidal wave. It just became a tidal wave. So I feel sorry for him. I really do. Obviously, it teaches a lot of people, a lot of big people in gaming, a lesson that, just because you think you have something that's going to be a knockout of the park, you better make sure that the game works right. Because, look at the biggest problem we've had with games that were, I don't want to use the idea of, that were unfinished, but glitchy, buggy, needed to have a lot more work put into them. And as a result of what happened to Cyberpunk, we saw like a large amount of game delays. So it had a rippling effect. It basically said, hey, you just can't give these games to us and expect to patch it out.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I agree 100%. So you hit the nail on the head in turn. I don't think anybody can say it any better, but it did have a bit of a ripple effect. Now, I am on the side that I do feel like that the game can definitely have a second win just based on the amount of content. Now, will it ever be the game that we first saw that we all thought it was going to be? Probably not, which is unfortunate. I think that's the part that bothers me the most. But ultimately, can it still be a great game? Absolutely, yes. So there's still enough meat on the bone to make it a great game. So go ahead, Fuzz. It's on you, bro.
I trust that they'll make the changes. It's just I think we all have to be a bit patient with them, considering that there's still the looming, over a lot of these companies with everybody working remote and so forth. That those patch notes. I mean, that's not a list. That's a novel, which I guess that's a step in the right direction. In all honesty, because there are quite a few like little minor things like behind the scenes stuff, like the police spawn stuff and all that needs to be worked on. And they've done some fixing to it, but they could probably do a bit more to get it to, I guess, a little bit better or a little more satisfactory setup. But overall, I think that this is one of those games that by the time the next gen patch comes out, I mean, it's already starting to look like a different game because of the amount of people or traffic and the way the traffic works in Night City. I think by the time the next gen patch comes out, which who knows, that might be towards the end of this year, if not the beginning of next year, I think it will feel like a whole new game at that point, if it doesn't already to some people that have tested it after the patch. But I think Pong and Centurion hit perfect points on this, where I guess they're kind of like the sacrificial lamb. They had to be the ones that, had to have their head on the chopping block for all these other devs to kind of be like, you know what? We don't want to be like CD Projekt Red and all the negative exposure on releasing something that's broken or buggy or whatnot. So I guess there was some, not really valid reason, but like a good or silver lining to look at from their release, where it just pretty much wasn't completely ready for the masses, especially on the previous gen consoles. But I played roughly 10 hours worth or so. So I'm still whittling around town. I haven't started that main mission thing yet. I'm doing mainly like the side stuff, but it's playable. It's enjoyable enough at this point, but yeah, it's not quite like the polish of like, and dare I say, I bring this old game up, GTA 5 or something like that, which, by the way, they're still, I guess, working on their remaster. But in all, I think people just need to give them a little bit more or show a little more patience. I mean, if you haven't already gotten your refund, just leave it in your backlog until next gen patch comes out, especially if you're on a next gen console or something. And then just look at it as a new game that you're revisiting or something to that effect. But
yeah,
I'm
there's some options. We'll have stuff to play.
Yeah, I'm not too burned up about it. I can understand people still being, a bit upset with CD Projekt Red, but there's always going to be, some bad stories out there. I mean, look at was it No Man's Sky?
They've rebounded
given time, they turned that thing around.
Oh my goodness, there's so much out for that game. It's not even funny. It's not even the same game.
Yeah, so I don't know if they're going to pull No Man's Sky in this regard. I have trust that they'll be probably pretty close. Like they'll probably be mentioned like, oh, people always talk about Rainbow Six Siege turn their game around with, getting the community to, play online or play online again. There was always talk of, with No Man's Sky turning things around. I think at some point, there'll be the same types of talks about Cyberpunk. It's just that I would say don't expect anything before the next gen patch, which don't really hold your breath until beginning of next year, if it's even the end of this year, if it's ready, type of thing. And that's all I got.
All right, so let's go ahead and move forward here, man. We're gonna be talking a little bit of Outriders, obviously the game that made waves this week, recently. Essentially being dropped in the Game Pass, a game that we, essentially didn't even really see coming. I mean, it was that email, we're like, whoa, what was going on? And none of us really thought it was true, but then we saw it and they announced it and it was amazing. So it's a game a lot of people play. My friends list, like at least probably 45, almost half of my friend list has been playing Outriders every night I log on and check. So it's definitely being played quite a bit. Obviously, it's in Game Pass, so people been picking it up, at no extra cost as far as the subscription goes. But we'll start with you on this one, Stag, because you've been playing quite a lot of a lot of the game, and you've been enjoying the game quite a bit. So just your initial thoughts on the game, and versus the demo, what you've been playing through as far as the campaign.
Yeah, man, the Anthem demo was great. Oh, wait, wrong game. Shit, my bad. No, I'm sorry. Man, I had a lot of fun playing the demo. I just played through it once and finished what was available and played my one class. I chose a Pyromancer first. I was gonna pick, I think, Technomancer is the first one, and I accidentally picked the second one, and I went with it and I actually had a lot of fun with it. So
nice.
I didn't go back through and play it anymore because I didn't want to I know a lot of people were like, oh, I'm going to grind out a legendary and blah, 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 because everything carries over. But I didn't want to burn myself out on the game before it launched. And since it's launched, I've been having fun with it. I haven't played it a ton. I played it on stream on Wednesday. Flew to New Zealand for the day and played it in Game Pass. Had a lot of fun with a buddy playing it online. Played a little bit on Thursday, and then I was playing last night, and I got booted off the servers in the middle of a freaking save point, and I'm a little ticked off about that. So, yeah, I mean, I know everybody's really upset about the server issue, but I gotta say, like, they're doing a great job, like, trying to fix the server issues through the holiday weekend, which, I mean, kudos to the dev for that. But the game, I think, in its core, is a lot of fun. I see a lot of people complaining about. I've been having a back and forth with a friend on Twitter about it today. He actually likes Anthem more, oddly enough, which isn't going into our Anthem thing. But Shansu, I don't know how you can say it's not as good as Anthem. Like, I don't get that connotation at all. But I mean, I like Anthem. You want to be hyped for Outlanders? What's Outlanders?
Listen, I already fixed it. Just get already told.
Like I feel like it's a lot of fun. Like, I mean, a lot of people are upset about the progression or whatever like that, and like you don't have to play it on the harder levels. Like, man, I turn the world tier down and just go slap some motherfuckers around, and I'm having a blast. I don't care, Like, I see people, like I said, my buddy and I are kind of having a discussion back and forth about why he likes Anthem more, and like I've said it multiple times this week about multiple games on Twitter. Not every game is for everybody, and we're not all going to like the same thing, and that's why there's lots of games out there. But I'm currently like balls deep in that game, and I love it, and I'm probably going to play it tonight. And I disagree with Shansu, but that's okay. Like, I don't like Division, but y'all do, and I feel like this game represents a lot of what Division does. So I don't know. I think it's great. I think it's fun. I think it's gonna. I hope. I mean, we've already seen the numbers of tons of people playing it, and I'm not even just saying because it's in Game Pass. You go look at the PC numbers, and dude, tons of people are playing it on Steam.
It's going crazy on Steam.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I heard from my buddy that the end game is kind of a letdown, and I haven't gotten that far, and he feels that like stories all over the place and not followable, and I'm just like, I'm lighting people on fire and shooting them at the same time. I don't care. So, I mean, for me, I'm enjoying it. Like,
wait a minute. I just walked in. Stagger said he likes blowing something. What?
Just you, buddy. Just you. But like, I don't know. Like, I sometimes I feel like people have forgotten that like things can just be fun. Like you don't have to have uber strategy to fucking get through a level or a game. You don't have to die for the game to be good. Like sometimes you can just like experience the funness of the absurdity of what you're doing.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, everybody plays for different reasons, but no, I feel you. I haven't played much of the game. I haven't really gotten a chance to play it very much. I put it in. I started downloading it or whatever the other day. Played maybe like 30 minutes of it. Because it picked right back off.
The beginning of the game is boring as fuck. I ain't gonna lie about that. Like the intro, build up, but once you get past that, it gets better. Yeah,
no. So I don't even know if I've made it that far, but I'll have to jump back in. I feel like I'm gonna just enjoy it better with a group of people.
It's definitely way better. The guy I'm discussing it with is playing it solo, and I'm like,
yeah.
It's like I finished it in 15 hours.
Yeah, no, he went balls to the wall. He went like full, like he did the whole. Yeah, I'm not doing that. So I play a little bit differently. Like I'm more along the lines of you, Stack. I just I'm going along with everything. I'm just I want to just be in the game and experience what the game has to offer. So I'm the same way on that one, bro. But I haven't got the chance to play much of it. So hopefully, hope tonight, tomorrow, I want to play more for sure. But let's go ahead and throw this over to you. We're gonna mix this up a bit, Fuzz. We'll get in. I know you've been playing. I think you've been playing a little bit, I believe. And where's your impression, firstly, of the game? Obviously, connection issues. We kind of all aware of that already, and they're working on that. But outside of that, what's been your general experience?
Well, I haven't played it as much because I'm not really weaning myself off of Division 2 just yet, but trying to mix in, Outriders in there. I already had. I made it to like World Tier. I think it was World Tier 5 with the demo, and I'm not quite ready for World Tier 6 just yet. Gotta definitely gear up a good bit more. But for the most part, the little bit that I have played, which is probably about another 3 hours worth, haven't had the connection issues of others. But then again, I'm playing it solo, but in spurts, so it's kind of like if I only
maybe you're just missing the wave.
Yeah, it's like if I probably played 15 minutes more this particular spurt.
Oh my god, dude! I was so mad. I was almost to the end of like killing a boss, and the shit dashboarded me. I was like, now I gotta do that again.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but so far so good. I don't think it's gonna win me over from Division 2. I'm almost certain of that. Even though Division 2 doesn't have new content coming for a bit, but it's one of those things where it's a nice alternative break from like the Division or even Forza for that matter.
Yeah,
Definitely need to squad up. I want to try that or give that a
gotta do
go.
that for sure.
Playing it solo, some bosses are easier than
man.
others. Others are
I was
just
getting clapped.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
I like
Dude, that
Slide's
first
approach where it's
boss.
like, yeah, take it a world tier down and you can get through it. But then it's like, well, no, I want to try that upper tier, and it like that one with the, I guess the electric ability or whatever. I went through that thing. Like I died like probably 18
Fuzzy,
times
I
in a
will be
row.
upfront, dude. I got my ass whooped. I don't know how many times, and I just did what we normally do in a bad neighborhood. I'll be back. I'm gonna call some friends, and I did. I did. I called 2 of my friends, and we came back and totally dropped that, dude.
Nice. See, I gotta do that, bro. I haven't gotten a chance to play with anybody, so I gotta do that.
Man, I keep just dropping it every time it raises the tier up. I'm like, no. I like my bullets flying through everybody like it's butter. Thank you very much. I don't.
No, but
everyone's like, but you're not going to get your legendaries and stuff. I'm like, I'm killing everyone. I don't care.
Yeah, you don't need a legendary at that point. But yeah, it's definitely a fun game. Like, and I'm not gonna slander Gears of War in any kind of way, but I'm not. I've never really been as much of a fan of Gears of War in comparison to the Division. I kind of slot this above Gears of War, and it's probably because I suck at Gears of War. But I don't know. It's just I understand it's made by the same people that helped out. What was it?
Judgment. They made Judgment.
Yeah, Judgment. But it's like I like the cover system. It's not as solid, I think, at least for me, as it is for the Division. It kind of feels it feels more like the way Ghost Recon Wildlands did, which I liked it, but it was some of the cover stuff wasn't as like, okay, I can kind of chill here. But then again, the whole approach of the game is not
wait, John Mark, we love Gears. No Gear slander ever. No Gear. I'm just like Fuzz said, we may not just be good.
I suck at Gears. It's not that Gears is bad. It's I'm bad at Gears. Yeah, that's the way I'll put it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So yeah.
No, but it for me, the cover system for Outriders, it reminds me of Ghost Recon Wildlands, where it's not as solid, but it's a whole different game approach. You have to be more aggressive. You can't just chill behind cover and try to heal up. That's not going to work. They're going to bound around you and they're going to burn you or shoot the crap out of you. Your best bet's to try to light them on fire or have them grabbed by the ground or try to slice them or something along those lines and then shoot them to get your heals. So it's a different mindset or a slightly different approach, and I kind of like it. But it's like I got it. Play that for like an hour and then try to play Division 2 for an hour, and then you wonder why you're getting wiped. It's like, oh yeah, I got to be in cover. So it's like it's one of those things you have to not really mentally change each time you switch between those games, but it is a different play. But liking it so far. Hopefully you get the servers things fixed fairly soon, so that way it's not like, oh well, no wonder this is in Game Pass. It was gonna always be. No, every live service, even though this is a non-live service game, runs into server issues to some extent. Even the early days of Destiny, but that was vanilla Destiny way back. But I mean, they were probably the best suited, I think, from a launch in comparison to a lot of the others that followed. But yeah, it's fun for now. It'll probably be even more fun if they get everything solid for those playing solo as well as in groups and not getting booted or disconnected and stuff like that. But enjoying it so far. Just need the squad up.
Yeah, no, I feel you. So let's go ahead and throw this over to Pong. Just get your general opinion on Outriders, man. Everybody's been playing it. My friend list is, matter of fact, if I look right now, it's probably about 15 people playing it constantly on my friends list. So it's definitely in the rotation for a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. I started off this show by saying exactly what Stag did. This game is just pure fun. And like Stag said, I think sometimes we forget that. This game, I'm level 18 Trickster, so I definitely put some work in, both solo and when I can with people. So I don't mind it solo. I got stuck in a spot and I refused. And there's very few games that I get so stubborn that I refuse if I can to lower the difficulty if I am in a spot, but I refused because I enjoyed this game so much that I just kind of took it as a challenge and kind of a farming situation and wound up farming some weapons eventually that finally got me through. But I must have replayed one section 20 plus times, I think.
Oh shit!
Yeah, but I just refuse to drop the world tier. So this game is, if Gears and Destiny had a child, this is what you would wind up with. And I think it takes combat wise. Now, the rest of it, I love the story, the lore in this game. I really hope this continues to succeed. I hope they fix the issues that it has, because I really want to see them come out with another one. I think People Can Fly have something really good here, and you can tell that they focused on the combat, right? The combat itself, once you learn the different dynamics that you have between your skills and your weapons, and you start figuring out combinations, it's very satisfying. Let's put it that way.
That's the thing for me. I haven't gotten there yet.
Yes, and it takes time.
It
takes time. It really, really does. And that's the cool part. Now, there again, like I just explained with my one section, there are some difficulty spikes that can be quite jarring. Like you can be rolling through an area and think, oh man, I've got this down, and all of a sudden you get to another subsection of that area and you're like, whoa, what happened? Okay, I just got rolled.
I think that's the problem with my buddy that I was talking to is he was rolling through the game as fast as he could because he wants to get a review out. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you're doing that, I don't know how much fun you're gonna have.
Correct. Because again, the combinations along with the skill tree is intense, man. I mean, if you go in there and you start looking at the different, what it does for you and the different, avenues that you can go with it, and then you start combining it with your skills and your weapons, it kind of blows your mind. I'm really glad they allow you to go ahead and reset the skill tree anytime you want to, so that if you do screw up a build, or you all of a sudden decide you like a build a different way, you can actually go back and change it anytime you want to, which is awesome. I think that's
I haven't gotten there yet. See, that's making me want to get in there and push through some of the early content. So I'm definitely going to be on tonight playing the hell out of it. So,
it definitely do it. And if you aren't, it's really hard, because I want to say, if you're not feeling a class, try a different class right away and just see if it feels, because each class is extremely unique and people are finding that they like a certain class versus another one. I played the Trickster to max in the demo, and then I started Technomancer, but like Stag, I didn't want to ruin the game so much at that point, so I kind of stayed away from the other ones. And thankfully, Trickster works for me. And now that I got some of the higher level skills, man, I thought I was going to have one build with the time bubble, the slowdown bubble that everybody's pretty much seen, which is awesome. The effects that they have when you're blowing somebody away with a shotgun, Gears of War style, and their body pieces are flying in midair and their weapons are flying in midair in slow motion. That's fun. But I actually got rid of the bubble, and I've actually started using a different skill that shoots out this little dagger that kind of slows down groups. Just that right there tells me that this game is really deep, and I'm finding out that it is deeper than I thought it would be. And then you throw in having friends join you with different classes and combining your skills and combining your weapons together and figuring out what really tears down these groups, these mobs, and then obviously the mini bosses and the bosses. Man, this game's deep. And like I said, they focused on the combat. You can tell that it is, I'm not going to say it's the tightest combat I've ever played by any stretch of the imagination, but what it does extremely well. As far as the voice acting, for me, I enjoy parts of it. Some of it's a little lacking. I know some people have hated it. Some people have really, downplayed the story and said it's terrible. Again, the lore that's there, if you listen, is actually pretty cool. And I like it. And some of the voice acting for me is actually pretty damn good. So, I love it. I'm playing the hell out of it. I'm going to continue to play the hell out of it, and as soon as they get the connection issues fixed, this game's just going to open up even more. And I hope people stick around for it. You know, all the stats are showing. You know, again, this is Square Enix's biggest launch title as far as concurrent players go. It broke the records for them. I mean, it just crushed Avengers, which is crazy to think about. You got arguably one of the biggest IPs in the world right now in Marvel's Avengers. And you have a little game like, you know, I shouldn't say little, it is a AAA game, but People Can Fly come along with a brand new IP and it stomps all over Avengers. That's how you know they screwed up Avengers pretty bad if they can't do that right. So to see this game succeed, I want to see it. People stick with it, because once these connection issues are fixed, I think you're going to see even more people hop in and really experience the game for the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I 100% agree. I think they're going to do a great job in the long run. I just got to get into the meat and potatoes, the theory crafting. That's kind of where me and Fuzz, like, that's what we get into. Like,
I didn't even touch on the mods. I mean, when you get into the mods,
I'm just going to, you can save all the gravy. Please save the gravy. I don't want that yet. All right, save the gravy. We'll get into that when we get online for sure. I want to experience all of that. But Centurion, I want to make sure I got to everybody here. You know, have you played, and you know, what's your experience?
My experience with Mass Effect Andromeda 2.0. I mean,
here we go.
How dare you?
Come on.
Mute his mic. On to the next topic.
I thought you were with God Howard.
What'd you say?
This is the last topic. What are you talking about?
Exactly,
well,
Stag. Exactly.
The reason why I say that is I was a big Mass Effect fan, and I loved Mass Effect. Outriders is giving me that feeling I had when I played Mass Effect. And now everybody remembers the run and gun part of Mass Effect, but as you played as a biotic, it was a total different experience. And so this reminds me more of playing Mass Effect as a biotic, and I've been having an absolute blast. I played on the demo. All my experience is mostly on the demo. I will put it out there. I bought the game. I'm not using Game Pass. I bought the game. And so I know eventually it's going to leave Game Pass. So I'm not going to count on it being always there. So I made the choice to buy the game. Cause the demo really surprised me. I had a good time playing it. I enjoyed the combat. Pong really went into detail on the combat. I mean, I enjoyed the combat. I'm not a big fan of the Division. I know Fuzzy is, where I played the hell out of Mass Effect when it first came out. So I could see, I don't know why I'm comparing it to that, because it kind of reminded me of Mass Effect Andromeda. That's why I made the joke when I was playing the demo. But I mean, just like Mass Effect, you have to be if you enjoyed Mass Effect, to really experience Mass Effect, you got to open up that codex and really read something, listen to what other people are talking about, conversate. And it's the same thing in Outlanders. You got to talk to everybody.
Outriders.
Huh? Outrider. Oh my God. I can't do it. I give up. I can't. I have been flubbing the name of this game ever since they put it out there. I have never been able to get it right, because everybody's always Outer Worlds, Outlanders, out this, out that. I can't.
I got a solution. Just go play Anthem.
Go play Anthem. Dude, man. But I did play Anthem. It was a great game. It's one of those things where I don't agree with what happened to Anthem, but I'm going to say if it definitely goes to show that we got to remember, this is Square Enix. With what happened with Avengers, I really have I bought Avengers because I had friends who bought Avengers. I bought Outriders because I really enjoyed what I played in the demo. I looked at what the pre-order bonuses were involved, and I wanted the pre-order bonuses, so I made the choice to buy the game. I had an easier time buying Outriders than I did the Avengers. So I feel like Outriders is at least scratching an itch for me when it comes to wanting just a good, decent sci-fi game.
Okay, no, 100% agree. And I think a lot of positive reviews about the game. So it's funny because people were really trying to bury this game. They were trying to throw dirt on the game, trying to say, it was going to be mid and all these different types of things.
And now,
you know,
do you think Microsoft saw what you're talking about right now and was like, oh no, not even Microsoft, Square Enix, whoever, and they were like, oh hell no, and they went to Microsoft and was like, hey, what if we put this in Game Pass for 3 months?
I mean, possibly that could. I mean, me and Fuzz talked about that the other day. Actually, I think on Xbox Live, but that could have been part of the negotiations. Who knows? But
Here's the only thing: like, I don't see it being a big because just 3 months, 6 months, just enough to get, to grease them gears, get people talking about it, get people invested in the ecosystem, get them playing it, and then be like, hey, it's going to be leaving, get it at a discounted price. Here you go. And like, honestly, I feel like this might be just a business strategy certain developers or publishers may use if by some chance a game A, hasn't been marketed right, or B, just hasn't really had that what they thought, like the interest that they thought. So that way maybe they could put it in Game Pass to kind of create that interest.
That could happen. That could be a thing. I know that could absolutely be a part of it.
Wait, is that why they put MLB The Show in Game Pass too, to create interest?
No. But I mean, no, it could have been. Who knows? I mean, obviously, I think it was just a great game, and I think they saw an opportunity. They had a great relationship established already with them making Gears. I'm sure there's some history there that was involved, and it just makes sense for Game Pass and the platform. A brand new looter shooter, already with an established base, it's able to get a good start. There's nothing wrong with that, and it's paying dividends. You see the numbers, so. Let's go ahead and move on to the last.
And you thought the show was going to end early?
No, not well. It could have. We went on a bit of a tangent, but
Star Trek
and it wasn't me. Remember when everybody used to think I was the guy dragging around the soapbox?
Dude, it was Star Trek, man. Star Trek saves everything.
So last topic here, and this one shouldn't last super long, but we're going to be talking a little bit of Battlefield. I think Stad's going to be sitting this one out, but the rest of us will talk about this in a little bit.
Hey, wait, why?
Get the general. Stag didn't have nothing to say about Battlefield at this point, but it's all good. It's all good.
Stag, you just want to do your outro right now?
I have nothing positive to say, and I said after the last show that I was going to be nice for the next month.
That's great. Did you see Chris in the chat? Did you say hi?
Is he in the chat?
He was, bro.
Oh
my goodness.
That's a bummer.
Oh man!
God damn, dude!
Yeah, he was saying that he doesn't trust
greedy gamer company ruining franchises.
I remember you were talking about CD Projekt Red when you were talking about a little patience, little.
Well, actually, he was saying how he doesn't.
I've been staying out of chat for the most part today.
Well, we're good. We'll
I've been being a good boy.
He doesn't trust putting Cyberpunk in his PS5 anymore.
Oh my God!
We'll keep it moving. Shout out to Chris, man. If you're in there lurking still, man, he's always fun.
No, he's actually probably trying to finish some games right now.
Well, whatever he's doing, shout out to you, Chris. Appreciate you popping in earlier, man, and showing some love to the Shop Podcast. So we're gonna talk a little bit about Battlefield. We're just gonna get the general opinions. I know some information came out about Battlefield. I believe it's 100% confirmed. I'm not sure. I didn't check the source, but I know there was some information that essentially released about Battlefield and just some of the potential descriptions of some ideas about the game, essentially game modes and potential things that could be in the game. But I really want to ask you guys, what do you want to see? At one point people forget Battlefield rivaled COD, like year after year, and there was a time where it was like teetering, as far as I think around I'd say Bad Company, maybe Battlefield 4.
Battlefield 3, Bad Company 2.
Bad Company 2. Yeah, that was like, it was teetering. Like, I don't know, kind of going back and forth. As good as COD was, Battlefield was like, it was always right there. So, and it hasn't been that way for quite a while now. So, we'll start with you on this one, Pong. I mean, did you play Battlefield before now as well as, well, obviously you just helped me out there. So it sounds like you did, but what are your expectations for this new one? I mean, is it even on the radar?
Oh yeah, my hype level's through the roof. Battlefield is my game of choice if I had to pick. So Battlefield is Battlefield 6. If they're bringing it back to modern, day, and they might actually be going a little bit into the future, which would make sense. But not too far. I think the rumors they were never officially confirmed. We don't know. We're supposed to see something, I think, in June. I think they're talking is going to be the official kind of opening up and showing us what they're doing. So, but if they do it 2030, add some drones, that kind of technology, a little bit of future tech, I'm all good. That is perfect. They have a real opportunity this year with it all but being confirmed that Call of Duty is going back to World War II with Vanguard. So if those rumors prove to be true, which it seems like the sources are legit, Eurogamers running with it, and I think where there's smoke, there's fire on that. So with COD going back to World War II, a lot of people being upset about that. People are kind of tired of the old battle, which I understand. I think there needs to be more of a break from when you do an older style battle, war like that, because the weapons, you lose out on a lot of potential, obviously with attachments and all that kind of stuff. The older weapons are fun for a while, and then they just get stale.
That nostalgia is a MF for sure.
Yeah, and that's what happened. I mean, again, Battlefield, you got to remember, we haven't had a modern Battlefield. They went with Hardline, then Battlefield 1, and then Battlefield 5, right, which was World War II. So we haven't had a modern Battlefield in a long time, right? And I think people are ready for it, and they're going to bring back, hopefully, the destructibility. They're going to increase. They are shooting for 128 player battlefields. Oh my! I mean, again, we want to get back. For me, the love of Battlefield goes back to the days where they had the commercials, right? The only in Battlefield, right? They would show these crazy clips of people doing just insane things. That's what I want back. And, if they can bring back the original Gold Rush, oh my, it would be good. I want to see them go back. Take what you had in Battlefield Bad Company 2, which I know they're not going to give us a Battlefield Bad Company 3, which is too bad. It's too bad. That's my favorite. Battlefield 3 is right there with it. So if you take what you learned from Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, okay, because Battlefield 4, once they fixed it, was an absolute
it was great.
Yeah, it was my God, that was fun. So
I actually probably put more time in BF4 than even Bad Company. I'm not gonna lie.
I imagine, because Battlefield 4, once it was fixed, man, those lobbies were full consistently. It was a blast to play in that game. But you bring back what you learned from those two, and you apply it, and what you've learned not to do out of these past 3 titles. I mean, World War I was good. I actually liked Hardline. I thought it was unique. It just didn't get the core fan base.
DLC.
It did. It did. But the cops and robbers thing was kind of cool. It was different. That was
Miami Vice-ish.
It was cool. And I'm a Miami Vice guy, so that's probably why I like it. But the core fan base didn't like it. And that's what you lost. And you lost a little bit each iteration after that. So they need to grab that. They have a real opportunity now. I went underneath when the rumors hit about Vanguard on Call of Duty, and there are a lot of upset people talking about Battlefield 6 going, we need to find out more about Battlefield 6. I'm going to jump ship. And we know that Call of Duty is still going to sell. I mean, people complain and whine about it all the time, but we know for a fact it's still going to be one of the top selling games. That's going to happen. But Battlefield has an opportunity. DICE and EA, if they do this right, have a real opportunity to grab back a large portion of the old school fan base that still love Battlefield to this day. Because there's a lot of us out there that remember, like you were talking about, PTK, when they were competing on the same level of Call of Duty, and it was a toss-up. It was a legit toss-up, depending on what style you liked. That's all it was down to. Do you want the run and gun
Modern Warfare
of Call of Duty, or do you want the full Battlefield
Medal
experience?
of Honor was the best.
If you want to go back that far, Stag, I don't disagree with you, but that full Battlefield experience, hopping into a tank or hopping into a helicopter, and there's nothing like Battlefield when you get a good group of people together, because one excellent squad who plays team tactics the correct way can change the entire tide of a match, right? And there's no other feeling that you get from that. Like I have had instances, me and my kid used to play back in the day, and he actually sat down and learned how to fly the helicopters. Because remember, they had a whole training and people, for jets and for the helicopters, because if you're skilled enough, man, it changes the entire dynamic. And he would fly our group in, and he could get us into some tight spots, and it felt like you were in a movie. Like we were in fire, we had fire coming at us from all angles, and he'd fly us into some crazy situation. We'd drop out, capture a point, he'd be flying around, come back down, pick us up, take us over to the next point. There is no feeling like that in the world that any other game has done that for me. So if we can get back to that, oh man, it's going to be good. I know a lot of people that are going to be excited to play Battlefield this year.
Oh yeah. So let's go ahead and throw this over to you, Fuzz. Let's get your general opinion on this Battlefield coming out, and how excited are you about some of the changes you're hearing?
Well, I'll start off with my prediction first, because I know this is probably going to be like a future topic or something like that, so I just want to put it out there now. Battlefield 6 will be on Game Pass day and date.
Ooh, buddy, you're not alone. You're not alone in that thought. That's a good one, man.
But aside from that, the some of the new stuff, or some of the like confirmation stuff that we've heard, like 64 versus 64, that it's going to be modern times type of thing. I think that's all a step in the right direction, especially considering Call of Duty is supposedly going to be like late World War II Vanguard or something like that. So it's like, I've played enough World War II games. Like I every now and then it's cool to go back. Like at this point, it should just be like flashbacks maybe in some of the games type of thing. I don't want another World War II game. I had them on PC when Call of Duty was first coming out. I'm done with World War II. Can we get Vietnam? I know that's a sore spot for some people, but can we get something recent? Just I don't know. But anyway, outside of that, as far as like Battlefield 6, I looking forward to it. Hopefully my prediction's right and it comes to Game Pass day and date. It's not going to stop me from buying it, but yeah, if it's Modern Warfare or Modern Times, I'm all in. I think Battlefield 4 I enjoyed quite a lot, despite its bugs at launch. Battlefield 1 I bought more so because the kids wanted to play it, and combat from a horse, yay! Battlefield 5, it almost seems like they didn't read the room right or something. I don't know. We just had Call of Duty World War II. They've launched at the same time as Titanfall and a couple other games, and it just seemed like EA was out of sorts as far as like launching games and what people wanted at the time. But if they make it Modern Warfare this time, this will bring it back to the heightened point where everybody's playing Battlefield. I won't say nobody, but a lot fewer people are playing Call of Duty. So
and iron sharpens iron in these situations. So it's always good to see Battlefield come back to glory where it needs to be, take its rightful place where it needs to be. So I'm excited. I'm just excited to see what they've done. It's been a bit, like you said, the last one came out. It kind of came and went. Came out and it just kind of was gone after that. Like didn't really get much fanfare.
And competition is good, PTK.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, Call of Duty hasn't had any competition really.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be good to get back to that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see where they go with this one. So last but not least here, Centurion, man. Take us home on this topic, bro. Are you interested in the newest Battlefield?
Meh. No, I'm playing. If you told me to pick a franchise that I have been a bigger fan of when it comes to gaming, it has always been Battlefield. Hours sitting on the couch playing Battlefield 3, Bad Company. I missed out on Battlefield 4. At the time, I didn't have a console. Battlefield 1 came out. I enjoyed playing that with friends. I even picked up Battlefield 5. I am a big fan of Battlefield. I even love their campaigns compared to a Call of Duty. It's like Michael Bay, Jerry Bruckheimer. I don't know why. I prefer the way Battlefield does their campaigns, how they do their multiplayer. I'm excited for Battlefield 6. It definitely makes me excited to hear that they're going to possibly do the modern times thing, something that even I've been wanting to kind of see. I'm a huge World War II fan. My grandfather was a World War II vet. He raised me. But I'm saying, damn, can we please let the World War II at least, that
Let
whole
it go.
that drum needs to be put in a corner somewhere. They don't need to beat that drum for a little while. Hang it up. We need to do something else. Like my God, human beings have been around longer than the 1940s. Okay. There's a lot more reenactments we can do, like war games, stuff like that, if you want to go back in time. Otherwise, there's a lot of potential for modern stuff, especially in today's world with the way technology is advancing. I loved listening to Pong talking about everything. So I really hope that this is all going to come to fruition and we're all going to be sitting here playing Battlefield once again.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like I said, fellas, I mean, as we get the information and more information is going to come out hopefully this summer about the game, I think, more people are going to get on board and be excited now. I'm not sure if it's going to be next. Well, probably not going to be next year only because it's been being in development for a while now, I assume at least a few years. So probably it'll be cross-plat, but it's all good. Either way, more people will be able
Can I touch on that real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, you're saying cross-platform. This might open up a can of worms for a discussion for another day, but cross-platform is really going to start having its limitations, especially with those playing on the OG Xbox One. I know somebody right now who's playing Outriders on the OG Xbox One, and they say there is definitely a difference in experience, and they understand it's because of the age of their hardware, and they have already accepted that they're going to update their hardware and they're going to get a new console. But that's where I feel there definitely needs to be it needs to be put out there that it is not going to be 1-to-1 when somebody is comparing the Series S or Series X family of consoles to a very, very vanilla Xbox One.
Yeah. No, once again, I think that goes without saying. But no, great point that you brought up for sure. So we'll see how this works out, man. I'm excited. Like ultimately for Battlefield, like I said, to take its rightful place where it needs to be, and essentially in the FPS, lore, right up there with all of the best of them, the Call of Duties, the Halos, where it was at one point. So we'll see. I'm hopeful. But I think that's going to go ahead and wrap up the show, man. You guys, I appreciate you guys every single week hanging out with us. It was another great show. Sorry about the guests. We'll go ahead and get that figured out. I'm not entirely sure. This time change stuff messes everything up. So I do apologize. You guys always know we have issues with that, for a couple weeks, and then we kind of get into a flow. But appreciate you guys every single week. Like I said, hanging out. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. We're going to go ahead and go around the panel here quickly. Let everybody let you know where they can find you. So, Stag, we'll start with you, bro. Appreciate you every single week, my guy. The chat was awesome. You missed Chris, obviously. Maybe next week. Chris can sneak.
I don't know if I missed him, but I mean,
no, not missed him. You missed him, but you didn't miss him. So
it's okay. He doesn't have anything important to say, anyways. So. Man, dude, great show tonight, guys. It's good to be here. I may or may not be here next week. I tweeted it or texted the guys. I don't know if some of you guys saw my tweet, but I got signed up for my my 5G microchip next Saturday. I'm getting vaccinated. So yeah, and that's at like an hour and 15 minutes before the show. So who knows how I'm going to
Stagger, looking myself up on Google Maps is a blast.
Nice, dude.
I know.
Nice.
No, I've never been not vaccinated. That's not true.
No, I know. So yeah, I'm doing that next weekend. But tonight, actually last Saturday, we brought back Scare Stagger Saturday nights, where I play scary games and you get to fuck with me and I get to get scared. So we're doing that tonight at 8:00. Like less than $70 away from having to eat the one chip challenge live on stream. So that it might happen tonight. I don't know. Really all depends on what people do, but yeah, man, just doing the streams and stuff, and it's schedule's changing coming up in a couple weeks because my kids are going back to school part-time, and it's like in the middle of the fucking day, and it just screws everything up. So, but at least they're getting out of the house, so that's kind of nice. But yeah, man, great show, great topics. Great to hear you guys' opinions as always. So Thanks for the chat for being here. And if I'm not here next week, I'll see you the week after.
Appreciate you, brother, for sure. Chat. We always show love here, so show some love to Stag. Show some love, support the streams as well. We're always doing it for a good cause, man. Great dude. One of the people that I put a tweet out there earlier, and I know it was a bit random, Stag, but no, for real, man. I always kind of look at you that way. So always doing good things for people. So we greatly appreciate you here, brother.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm always DMing PTK. Like, bro, come on.
So, but we appreciate the push, appreciate the support, everyone. Let's go ahead and throw this over to Centurion, man. Let everybody know where they can find you at, bro.
Well, for starters, Mr. PTK, I want to thank you for inviting me here tonight. No, I can't pretend. I can't pretend to be the guest.
No, you're not. You're not.
All right.
You don't have the accent. Doesn't work.
All right. So, for those who are interested in finding me in my crazy world, I am Centurion1307, and I can be found on YouTube, Twitter, and Xbox Live. Thank you, everybody, for being here. It's been an absolute blast. Don't forget, I'm right here with these great gentlemen every Saturday night on the Shop Podcast, and you can also find me on the TXR Podcast every Sunday night as well.
Appreciate you, man. Always here, consistent. Thank you for hanging out with us every single week, man. Appreciate you. Once again, chat, go show him some love on the YouTubes as well. Just give him some support there on Twitter as well. Everybody's information down there.
Well, I don't know. I feel like I need to just be careful. I put up videos that like saying things that the Xbox network is possibly on the same level, if not almost bigger than the PlayStation network, if you look at it as a whole with PC. But I'm just speaking banter.
Oh my goodness. Here you go, trying to incite things. But anyway, go show him some love, support him. We appreciate you guys, man. You guys always showing everybody love here collectively. So let's go ahead and throw this over to Pong. You're doing big things in the podcasting world and just YouTube and all over the place. I'm seeing you everywhere, bro. But it's only because of how awesome you are. So let everybody know what's going on with you, what you got cooking up.
I'm flipping you the $100 bill later. There,
oh, don't worry about it, man.
It'll be PayPal. Thank you for that. No, awesome show as always, guys. Love being here every Saturday night. I say that every time, but I do mean it. It is just a pleasure to join you guys, as it has been from day one. So just thank you. Thank you, PTK. Thank you, Stag. Thank you, Centurion. Thank you, Fuzzy. You guys make this so much fun every Saturday night. Chat, all the beautiful people, seeing you come here and support us every week is just fantastic, and appreciate you all so much. You guys can all find me PongSoul everywhere, Xbox, Twitter. You can find me obviously Tuesdays. We'll start with the beginning of the week. Tuesdays, Xbox Factor podcast with Mr. Boomstick and Zemi Games at Double Barrel Gaming. That starts at 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central. There each Tuesday. It's a little extension of his normal Xbox Factor podcast. Since he added me, it could no longer be the one-on-one show. So you can find me there Tuesdays, Friday nights on Xbox Ultimate podcast with Mav, who is in the chat tonight,
shout out to Mav and Caitlin.
Speculation, yeah, and his wife Caitlin. My family, again, they have been fantastic with me. They were one of the reasons why I'm doing all this, along with 3-Bit. Assassin Lupa is back in the community. I'm sure you've all seen her in chats. She is back on our show, has been for a couple of weeks. Then we've got, obviously, Psychonauts 8, and just, we announced her a couple weeks ago, but she is now permanently part of our panel as well, Lady AF. So we got the Brady Bunch going on over there. Fantastic show. That starts at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock Central Time. Saturday mornings, Steel Rain and I just had episode 2 of our brand new show called Living Split Screen. We come with the energy. We are there to wake everybody up in the morning. That starts at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Central Time, 3 p.m. Perfect time for all of our European friends. We've had some incredible turnout for our first couple episodes. We want to continue to grow this. We talk about all things. We're not Xbox centric or PlayStation centric or anything like that. I know a lot of people see me on these Xbox shows all the time, but we're more like the Shop Podcast. We'll talk about anything and everything. And we really have an organic show. It's just me and Steele kind of pretty much free flowing. We can go any direction and we get the chat involved. So please stop by. Again, that's Living Split Screen. Split Screen is all one word, capital S's. You can find us on YouTube, Living Split Screen. Come out and see us. We'll start your morning off right. And then, of course, Saturday night here, the Shop Podcast. That's my lineup now. 4 shows, and it's a busy time, but it's fun. But I appreciate everybody, and the love from this community has just been phenomenal, and I couldn't thank anybody more. So thank you all.
Awesome. And then last but not least, man, Fuzzy, man, let everybody know what's cooking up with you and where they can find you at, man.
Oh, always glad to be here on the Shop Podcast every Saturday. Awesome chat as always. Just a ton of fun always doing this. But this coming week, you can find me on Twitter at Fuzzy_Belvedere, on PSN at Fuzzy_Belvedere, or Xbox Live, Fuzzy Space Belvedere. Either playing for now Outriders, a little bit of Division 2, some Forza, and then not too long from now, some MLB The Show 21 on Game Pass. Yeah. We may have to talk about that some other time, but yeah, always enjoy being here with you guys. You guys are awesome.
And I appreciate you guys, man. And last but not least, the host with the most, PTK Blam. I appreciate you guys so much here. All of this, everything is down in the description below. All my Twitter information, email me, business inquiries, all of that's down there as well. Follow us here on the shop. Subscribe if you have not. Hit that like button. Hit the bell notification. That really goes a long way for the show as far as allowing the show to be seen by as many people as possible. Retweet the links on Twitter. Appreciate you guys' continued support here. So next week, we're gonna have a guest next week. I'll make sure I get this one locked in for sure early for you guys.
We are.
Yeah, no, I know, right? So we'll make sure it happens this week. But shout out to Wandering either way. We'll get that all figured out. But once again, appreciate the continued support. Have a great weekend. Please be safe out there, man. Peace out, everybody.